Hello guys, welcome to another session of learning with Prepclass. I am your tutor, Ademi. In this video, I'll be solving questions 28 to 33 from our Ugo C Ugo Quantitative questions. After this video, you will have gained understanding on how to carefully select the correct answers when solving questions in quantitative. It's usually fun having you guys around, and I know today also will be a fun session. Do not forget to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. You can go the extra mile of leaving the comments so we can communicate for effective learning. Without further ado, let's zoom in. Now, question 28. So we're going to be using this sample to solve question 28. It's not literally a sample, but they've given us a bit of a sequence of some sets of numbers in brackets. So we are going to be following this sequence to solve for question 28. Now, we have 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 25, n. Now, these are number pairs. Now, it's asking, what does n stand for? So, this is how to go about solving this question. Now, you agree with me, 7, 11. We are going to be using a trial and error method. So 7 and 11. What's the difference between 7 and 11? The difference between 7 and 11 is actually 4. 7, then we count 8, 9, 10, 11. So the difference between 7 and 11 is 4. So we'll take note of that. Does that also apply with this? What's the difference between 13 and 17? It is also 4, because 13 plus 4 will give us 17. So we are basically establishing an understanding that we are looking at two sets of numbers that have the difference 4. Let's look at the next one, 19 and 23. What's the difference between 19 and 23? It is also 4. So definitely, we are going to find a number, 25, and what number that the difference would give us 4. So 25 will be the lesser number, and the number here will be the bigger number. So their difference should give us 4. And our answer will be n will be equal to 29. Because 25 and 29, the difference between them is 4. 29 minus 25 will give us 4, following the same sequence as earlier listed. So our correct answer, n, will stand for 29. Let's check it out. N, option C, 29. So n stands for 29. Let's look at the next question. Question 29. Wow, what a coincidence. Okay. Question 29. We have the set of numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, k. So we're going to be looking at their differences. So 1 and 3, what's the difference between 1 and 3? It is 2. 3 minus 1 will give us 2. Having known that, let's try out this. What's the difference between 5 and 7? It is 2. 7 minus 5 will give us 2. So we are looking at two sets of numbers with a difference of 2. So 9 and 11, the difference is 2. And also 13 and k. So k should actually be a number that if you subtract 13 from it, the answer would be 2. Let's look at how to go about it. So what does k stand for? It will be 15. K will be equal to 15 because 15 minus 13 will give us 2. Just following this same sequence. So 15 minus 13 will give us 2. So k is equal to 15. Let's check out the correct answer. So option D, 15, is our correct answer. Okay, very correct. Let's move on to the next one. Question 30. We have the set of numbers 50 and 45, 44 and 39, 38 and x, 32, 27. Now, these are number pairs. Now, what does X stands for? We need to analyze it and see what X actually stands for. So 50 and 45, we are going to be looking at the difference. The difference between 50 and 45 is actually 5. If you look at it, 50, if it counts down, it will give you 45. If it counts down 5, it will give you 45. So their difference is 45. So 50 minus 45 will give you 5. Having taken note of that, 44 and 39. So 44 minus 39 would also give you 5. So 38 and X. So it has to be a number that when you subtract it from 38, it will give you 5. Let's look at how to get this done. It will be 38 and 33. So X will be equal to 33. Owing to the fact that 38 minus 33 will give you 5. Just the same way, 32 minus 27 will give you 5. So X will be equal to 33. Let's check it out. Question 30, A is our correct option, equal to 33. Let's look at the next one. Question 31. We have 3 and M. Wow. So that means we need to analyze the rest of them to get what M stands for. We have 7 and 10. We have 11 and 14, 15 and 18. Now these are number pairs and it's asking what does M stands for. So we're going to be looking at the rest of them because we don't know what M represents. So 7 and 10. What's the difference between 7 and 10? It is actually 3 because 10 minus 7 will give you 3. Let's try out the next one. 11 and 14. The difference between 11 and 14 is 3 because 14 minus 11 will give you 3. And we have 15 and 18. The difference between 15 and 18 is also 3 because 18 minus 15 will give you 3. So we need to represent M with a number that when we subtract 3 from it, it will give us 3. So let's look at what our answer would be. It will be, the number pair here would be 3 and 6. So 6 minus 3 will give us 3. So M will be equal to 6. All right, let's look at the correct answer. For number 31, option E equal to 6. So M stands for 6. E is our correct answer. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Question 32. We have the number pairs 1 over 3, 3 over 7. Now, this is looking a bit challenging because it has to do with fraction. But we'll still have to resolve it and we'll get our correct answer. Just follow me as I move. So 1 over 7, 3 over 7. We have 5 over 8, 7 over 8. We have 2 over 5 and R. So we need to know their differences or the differences between them so we can know what R represents. Now, let's move straight to our worksheet and see how to get this done. So, we need to know the difference between 3 over 7 and 1 over 7. Then we have to put it in fraction and solve it. So 3 over 7 minus 1 over 7, we're going to find the LCM. We know from our understanding of the fraction that if we have common denominators, we just know the common denominator is the LCM. So since we have 7 and 7, all we do, we just know 7 is the LCM, then we subtract the numerator. So it's going to be 3 minus 1 over 7. So the difference between 3 over 7 and 1 over 7 is 2 over 7. 2 over 7. All right. So we are also going to be looking at the difference between 7 over 8 and 5 over 8. So we have the common denominator, which is 8. So write it out. Then we subtract the numerators, 7 minus 5, and that will give us 2 over 8, which is equal to 1 over 4. To find what R basically represents, we're going to be looking at the difference between R and 2 over 5. So for this one, it was also 1 minus, it was also the difference of the numerator over the denominator. So that means 7 minus 5 over 8. That was the difference between them. So for this also, the value of R will be the difference of their numerator over the common denominator. So definitely, R, to resolve R, to be R minus 2 over 5 equal to 2 over 5. So R now will now be equal to 2 over 5 plus 2 over 5. Now, if we find the LCM of this is 5, and this will give us 2 plus 2, which will be equal to 4 over 5. So, if we say 4 over 5 is R, now let's look at the difference between 4 over 5 and 2 over 5. So 4 over 5 minus 2 over 5, we find the LCM of 5, which is 5, common denominator. So we subtract the numerator, which will give us 2 over 5. So if we agree that R is 4 over 5, so we'll say 2 over 5 and 4 over 5. Difference of the numerator is 2 over the common denominator, which is 5. So you agree with me, 4 over 5 would be the value for R. All right, let's look at it. Our correct answer is 4 over 5. Because if we subtract their numerator, it will be 2 over the common denominator. And that's how we did for this. Their numerator is the difference between their numerator. 7 minus 5 is 2 over the common denominator, 8, which is 2 over 8, which is the same thing as 1 over 4. And for this, their numerators, 3 minus 1 is 2 over the common denominator, which is 7. So the correct answer for 32 is 4 over 5. All right, let's move on to the next one. So the next one, we have number pairs 1, 1, 4, 4, 7, 7, XY. And we're asking, what does XY stands for? Okay, let's look at how to get this done. If you look at this, we have 1, 1. Now, the difference between these two number pairs is 3. So we have 1, 1. The difference between 4, 4 and 1, 1 would be 3. So it is increment of 3. So the next one, it is increased by 3. So 4 plus 3 is 7. 4 plus 3 is 7. So that's why we have 7, 7. So the next one will be increased by 3. 7 plus 3 is 10, would be 10. 7 plus 3 also would be 10. So XY will be 10, 10. So 1, 1, increase it by 3 to give you 4, 4. Increase it by 3, 7, 7. Increase it by 3, 10, 10. So our correct answer for X and Y would be 10, 10. Let's look at the correct answer. Option E, 10, 10. All right. This is how much we can take in today's video. I hope you had fun. This is actually engaging. I'm using this time out to ask us to join our WhatsApp group using the link below so we can get updates about more videos and also comment on the previous videos we've seen. This is actually fun having you guys around. Till I come your way again. Bye.